All right, so I'm live. It's funny because StreamYard is opposite the mirror, so I'm pulling out my hair. It's like, oh, it looks different. All right, hey y'all, it's Love Power Wednesday, and this is your girl Carmen, faith and empowerment coach, Love Power, creator of the Love Power Life, to help you show up fully in your life empowered by God so you can make a positive impact in this world. Because if you're not doing that, what we here for? Like, what are we doing? What's really going on? That's not what you're here to do. Um, oh, let me silence my phone because it'll start going off. All right. So welcome to Love Power Wednesday. I'll give a few moments. Hey, IG, I see y'all are on YouTube and Facebook. I'm giving a moment because it takes a moment. Okay, I see people on. So we're good to go. Welcome to Love Power Wednesday. This is where I come on and do a snippet, small bite-sized teaching that aligns with the Love Power life and what all that means. So just to give you a quick recap, I do this almost every Love Power Wednesday, just to educate you on what Love Power is. It is your ability to show up fully in your life, empowered by God, so you can make a positive impact in the world. One of the things that God has placed heavily on my heart is to help Christians become believers. And what I mean by that is, belief to the point that we lean on what God says we have access and available to us in our everyday life. So God showed me and was like, it's so clear people believe me for eternal life, but not everyday life. And so we're not showing up fully in our lives because of some clog, some block, some limiting belief. And so it's like help Christians become believers so that we can live the life that's been promised to us. There's some promises that we get to walk in when we do our part, when we do our part. And a lot of things, most of our part is just belief. Because once you believe it, the actions start to follow, like truly believe it. So, and this isn't like a morality, right or wrong thing. It is a belief in your identity, in your authority, and your power. And so power has an acronym. It's an acronym. And P stands for personal leadership. So I'll be talking a little bit about that tonight. The topic tonight kind of falls under that. And so whenever I'm talking about love power, it's going to fall in one of the 5 areas of power that I'm talking about. So P is personal leadership. Basically, yes, sometimes there's a huge disconnect. Yes, closing the gap. Yes, Daphne. So it is so power is personal leadership. And I use this phrase, it's on you, boo. Like at the end of the day, nobody can do it for you. The work that must be done in your life must be done by you. Like you can get coaches, yes, you can get therapists, you can get your pastor, grandma, whoever, but the work of actually you building that self awareness, building those muscles you need to build. Um, it looks like on Facebook my camera might have gone out, so I don't know. Hold on, let me start it back. Sorry, y'all. Okay, I'm having some issues on Facebook. Well, they can't see me, but they can hear me. Sorry, Facebook. I don't know what's up and why my camera is spazzing. It did this the other day on Zoom, but I thought I had um fixed. Yeah. All right. So the volume, so you can hear me on Facebook, IG. I can see y'all. All right, let's roll. Listen, I ain't listen. This is for somebody then. Oh, who is this for? That stuff is trying to block. All right. You from getting your breakthrough tonight. So P is personal leadership. You walking fully and being aware of your shortcomings, your strengths, the areas where you shine and are bright that you lean into, and then those areas where there can be some development, some support, some to grow in, right? Opportunities of growth. And that's P. The O in power is obedience and spiritual obedience, obedience to the voice of God, obedience to the spiritual laws God has put in place. So there are some laws, whether you believe or not, they are. Just like we know that whether you believe in gravity or not, you jump off a building and gravity will let you know that it is real. Same thing with spiritual laws. There are spiritual laws that are real. I do some teaching on that. I'll do more of that here on Love Power Wednesdays, but spiritual laws are real. And so when you know them and can use them in your favor, things begin to flow in your favor. The W in power is wealth mindset. So it is an abundance mindset, not just money, but abundance of joy, abundance of love. It is an abundance of health. So wealth mindset, it comes from a place of understanding that we have access as kingdom kids. We have access to everything we need. There's no lack. There's nothing that God has called us to do that we don't already have or have access to. So there's that. And then the E in power is energy management. How are you showing up your energy? How are you showing up in your energy? Physical energy. So yes, how are we taking care of our bodies and giving it the fuel that it needs, but spiritual energy, emotional energy. What does that look like? A big thing for me has been around calendar, how I set up my calendar, how I accept engagements or not engagements. Looking at, do I have space in my time for downtime? Do I have space in my calendar to read? Do I have space in my calendar to do the research I need to actually write curriculum that I'm working on? All of that stuff is about how we do our energy. I'm one of the caretakers for my mom. Do I have, am I giving myself the energy to do that work as well? So that's energy management. And then R is resilience, because life happens and we're going to always have to bounce back. We're going to have to always pull on the internal strengths that we have, that we've developed through our personal leadership, through our obedience, through our abundance mindsets, through our energy management. Like all of that feeds into, we're going to pull on all of that when life hits and happens, and we got to have something to pull on and pull up from. And so our faith is a huge one of that. So again, Facebook, I don't know what's up. My camera on my laptop is not working correctly, and I got to get this fixed because I got a virtual meeting that I'm doing next week. So I need to make sure all this works. So I apologize, Facebook, IG. If you're on Facebook and you're connected to me on Instagram, come over and join me on there. You can see me there. All right. So tonight's topic, dependable strengths. The things that you can depend on yourself for. And so years ago, it's probably now, y'all, I want to say maybe 20 years now. Dang. It's so crazy now, because sometimes it's funny, I saw this meme that said, when somebody says 30 years ago, and we're like, oh yeah, the 70s. And it's like, no, 30 years ago was the 90s. And I'm like, good grief, right? So about 20 years ago, I learned of this concept of dependable strengths. And it comes out of these good experiences that we have in our life, the experiences that really energize us, that we get excited about. And there's a whole process and a whole training on how to figure them and sort them out. But I just want to give you kind of 3 key things to think about, because this falls under personal leadership, being aware of the strengths that you bring to the table. So you can show up in those, and so that you can choose projects and assignments and jobs or careers and businesses that align with your strengths, because that's also a part of energy management. This all connects, y'all, because when you are operating in your gifts, when you're operating in your lane, there's an ease, there's a flow, there's a grace that comes with that we're able to experience. Whereas when we're outside of our box, we may can do some of that stuff, but it pulls on us. It's draining. Like the end of the day, it's like, I did a good job, but shoot, I'm tired. Like I can't even lift the finger. It sometimes causes resentment and frustration on teams because we're operating outside of our lane, outside of our gift. And I'm not saying there are times when it just is, we have to do that. But as much as possible, you want to be in your lane and be in your gifts. And dependable strengths is one way we can talk about how you do that. So one of the requirements for dependable strength, and I'm going to try to stay on my notes, is first of all, it's something that you feel you do well. It's something you feel like you do well, like you feel good about it. You feel proud whenever you do this. So for me, one of my dependable strengths is speaking and teaching. I feel like I do a pretty good job of that. And that's not in arrogance. It's just in the confidence and in the call that I know is on my life. And so I feel like I do it. Yes, there's room for improvement and growth and all that, but I feel like I do a pretty good job. I do well. And then not just I think I do well, other people tell me I do well. So that's another piece to that dependable strength. Like, do you feel like you do well? Do you feel proud? But do other people think you do well? So do you get called on to do things? There are people who, love to sing, but nobody call you to sing. Like nobody else is like, come sing. Just you think you do well singing. That's not a dependable strength. So dependable strength is something. Well, one of the criteria has to meet all three, and I'll go through those. But one of them is that you are proud when you do it. You feel like you do well. You walk away because you know you've given it your all, and you feel proud to do it. Um, the second thing about a dependable strength is, did you actually enjoy it? Right? Did you actually enjoy the thing? Because there are things that we can do well, and even other people call us on to do, but we don't enjoy it. We don't enjoy it. I'm trying to think of something like that for me. I think like, so proofreading and editing, I do a really good job of that. Like I can read people's documents. I can edit for grammar. I can edit for, sentence structure. I can edit for clarity. And I do a good job of it, but it's not something I enjoy. Like, no, it's not something like small things. Maybe, as a matter of fact, I got something a friend sent me. I got she sent an email that she's going to send out. And, I'm going to contribute to the email and edit some things and offer some other ideas and perspectives. It's not something I enjoy doing, but I do a good job at it. But it's not, I wouldn't count that as my dependable strength because I don't enjoy doing it. I do it well. Other people even ask me to do it, but I'll do it well. But I don't enjoy doing it. I do it well. Other people ask me, but I don't enjoy doing it. And so for me to edit stuff for people, I gotta love you. Like beyond the love of God, love you. Like beyond my sister or brother in Christ, love you. I gotta love you like family. Love you like, because it drains me. It drains me. And so that's another way you can know when you're out of your lane and out of your strength. And so that's the second one. The first one is you do a good job. You love doing it. You do a good job. Other people think you do a good job of it. But then also, the second piece is you actually enjoy doing it. Right. So that leads to, again, the dependable strength. And one way to kind of do this is to create like those Venn diagrams where you have a circle and you put in that diagram all the things you love doing, right? That you enjoy doing. And then you have another circle of all the things that other people, that you do well, right? And that's another circle. So all the things you do well, all the things you enjoy. So that's two circles you got going right now. You'll start to see there's some things that are going to land in both of those circles. So you're getting close to the dependable strength. And then the last thing about the dependable strength is you are proud of it. You're proud. So not just you do a good job and you do well, but you're proud. Like you're honored by that. It makes you feel good about it. So not just like something you did well, but something that you're also proud of, right? That because there's sometimes we can do things well and we know, and other people can think we did things well, but we know we didn't give our best. And so we're not proud of it. So one thing, so one of my dependable strengths is I talked about speaking, teaching. Another one is my sense of humor. Y'all, I can laugh about almost anything. Almost anything. Like I find humor, and sometimes I don't share my humor because sometimes it's not funny for other people or it's not the right moment for humor. I remember my sister actually was watching, and so we were at my great aunt's funeral, and we were sitting together, and the pastor was preaching, and he goes into the Lord's Prayer, and he says, "Our Father who art in heaven," and he said, "Hollywood be thy name." Y'all, in the middle of this funeral, I almost lost it. Hollywood be thy name. It was about done. I was about done. So, I can laugh at funerals. I can laugh at stuff that sometimes is probably not the most appropriate thing to laugh at. So my sense of humor actually is a tool that I pull on for resilience. It gets me through a lot of things. But these dependable strengths that you have, as you start thinking about those things, what do you do well? What do other people think you do well? And then like what are you proud of and that you actually enjoy doing? I'm sorry, that you enjoy doing and proud of. Like those things. Yeah, she said, yes, we did. It was so funny. Um, so yeah, those things, those dependable strengths, those are things that you want to highlight. If you are in the job market right now, you want to highlight what your dependable strengths are. You want to be able to speak from that place. You want to look for those activities and those keywords so that you can start to gravitate toward your lane. So when I'm working with a team, so I have my own business. I do coaching and consulting and some training, speaking, all of those things kind of in different facets depending on what the organization needs or what the person needs. But sometimes I team up with other consultants. As a matter of fact, I'm a part of a diversity collaborative. It's right now it's four of us. We're looking to grow our team, but it's four of us, and we work together on diversity, equity, inclusion trainings for companies. And then I work with another team. We're doing some culture change with a company or an agency. And so when I'm on those teams, I'm looking for the work that aligns with me. And like when we're building the team and saying where we need to come, everybody's coming with their strengths. Like, what's your lane? Because that's where the ease and that's where the flow is in the work. That's where you show up, you enjoy your work, you enjoy the people you work with. It all kind of flows and works together. So you want those dependable strengths. You want to be clear about those things about who you are, and that's all a part of that P empower, that personal leadership piece, because you are powerful in your gift. You are powerful in your strength. You show up fully when you are in that lane, and that impacts everybody in the situation. Those people that you're called to serve, it impacts those people you're working with. It impacts you because you feel energized now. Energy management, right? You feel not energized by the work that you're doing, the work you put out. You're proud of because you did a good job of it. You put your energy and your resources and your thoughts into it because it's something you enjoy doing, and it's a strength that you have. So I just want to encourage you. Think about your dependable strengths. If it's something that you're questioning, you want more support in to kind of, and I, actually walking you through that, shoot me an inbox and we can talk about having a quick session or a session around that. I think I'll probably do a full blown training on dependable strengths at some point. So stay on the lookout for that. I'm building my online training library. My coach is cracking the whip on me on some things. So you'll be seeing more from me toward the end, by the end of this year, as we enter into 2023. Can y'all believe that 2023? So yeah, I like to keep these Love Power Wednesdays down to 30 minutes or less. So we are now about almost 20 minutes in, 18 minutes, and so yeah, I'm gonna leave you with that. Think about your dependable strengths, what you do well, what other people think you do well, what you enjoy doing, and what you are proud of, what makes you proud when you do that work. I am okay. Something flashed up over here, and it threw me off. So yeah, with that, I love you all with the love of Christ. Thank you for joining me. Share this out with someone if you know there's somebody who's not really sure about where they land and what lane that they should be in. Share this out. This might spark some interest, pique some ideas within them, and hopefully they'll reach out and you'll reach out, and we can stay connected. With that. Thank you, Daphne. Love you too. Love you too. With that, I want to say thank you. Good night. Bye bye. Good night, Facebook. I'm sorry that the video is not working. Boy, I hate that.